All right, everybody, we are back with another session of Mondays with Strahd, which for us was about 10 minutes past the last week's session for real, but you guys had to wait. So, haha, har har, ho ho. All right, so we left off, I believe, with you guys watching a streaking Yog and streaking Irina slowly stripping off their clothes and jumping into Iblis River and swimming over to the hot springs in the middle of the river. So, what is Zahna doing as she sees this?
Is immediately startled and excited by this event. She looks at Nyla and then she says, "Do you think we should join them?"
I mean, sure. I feel like it's really gross.
Yeah. And then I look at like my clothing and it's still covered in blood and zombie gore. Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. I probably won't be like running across the camp streaking though like they are. But, you know, to each their own.
So I'm going to disrobe and then go in the water and then clean my clothes with shape water.
Ooh.
Oh, cool!
Like an underwater washing machine.
That's what I was saying that, or I was thinking like she made it like kind of a watery washing board.
I kind of imagine it like Avatar: Last Airbender, where I just control the water and then I just put my clothes in the bubble and then I just like move it around and then
Spin
pull the water
cycles.
out of the clothing and then I use like water to clean myself.
Oh my gosh, could you do that to my clothes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool. So I'm also, I take
I
off
do
all my
that.
clothes, jump in,
All right.
and my
So,
clothes to...
all right. So Chance and Hildegard, from your vantage point, you can see Nyla not necessarily streaking. She maybe finds a quiet bush to disrobe and then quickly run across and dive in the water. Yeah. Clothes with her to wash them. What are you up to, Chance?
Well, looks like our friends found the hot springs.
Yeah.
Well, reckon that I could probably use a good bath myself.
I think
I
we
do
all
have some
do.
questions for these Vistani.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last part. Sorry.
Oh, I said I got some questions for the Vistani, but I suppose it can wait till morning.
Yeah. I
Come
think
on,
we all
then.
just-
All right.
I follow.
All right, so everybody's stripping down, going skinny dipping in the hot springs. The water's actually quite cold until you get to it, and it's odd for those of you that have never experienced it before, because you know you've got this cold water, and then all of a sudden it starts to get warmer and warmer, and then it's extremely comfortably almost hot. You can kind of feel the the fissures that are keeping it heated, bubbling up from below. It's absolutely soothing to your aching bones. Everyone can get short rest bonus if they like while they are there, so feel free to roll that up.
Yes.
That's good. Chance does have his scarf kind of on, but it's like wet and it's kind of like a little towel. Just like a small thing on his shoulders.
I'll say, are you really gonna keep that on?
Well, it keeps me a little cool, a little cooler. It's look.
I look at the skin.
How about you worry about yourself over there?
I just think it's kind of weird that like Yog's wearing his chef's hat. You still have your scarf on.
Them boys, huh? Boys are weird.
What? Oh, yeah.
No, that was me acting stupid. All right, so you guys, for the next 24 hours, you guys will have bonuses on charisma saves. because of your current
Ooh.
lifted spirits being in these warmed hot springs.
Awesome.
Just make mental note of that, or notate it on a scrap sheet of paper. Arena's zipping around, staying underwater for longer than anybody, and popping up. She seems very she's kind of been. You guys have seen her moods bounce from quiet to prissy to uppity to just extremely happy, and she seems to have lightened up quite a bit since you started to track. Almost like this brief moment of visit with these Vistani and this little dip in a warm hot spring have lightened her spirits. And eventually she kind of goes under, and you guys don't see her come back up until she pops back up on the top of the water again. And she's at the beach, and she's moving towards her clothes. I think that Irina swam out, and she's going to the shore. She's flitting around, going under. She was jumping up, splashing everybody, having a good time. And
I have a question. Does she splash me at any point?
yes, absolutely.
Shape water splash back at her.
So is it like a hammer or something and splits her head open, or is that like...
It doesn't do any damage. It's just like a really big. It's like a 5-foot cube of water.
Oh my god.
Oh, she gets hit with it, and she goes on there, and she comes
That's
up
a
looking.
wave.
And she's like snorting her nose, you know, the way you do when you're under for too long or you first come out of the water, and she's like, and then that's when she swims to shore.
And then I kind of like think into myself and say, "Oh, was that too much?"
Nyla goes, "That was amazing."
Nyla's like the kid that is playing with everybody else, but then she just goes a little bit too hard and makes everybody cry. Not Nyla,
Zahna,
Zahna, yeah.
Oh.
But no, yeah, she kind of snorts a little bit. She laughs, and she heads back to shore. And she's up there, she's dipping her clothes and rinsing them and wringing them out, but mostly just her outer clothes, like she puts on a t-shirt.
I'd probably go out too, and then I would probably pull the water out of her clothes so they dry immediately.
Oh, she smiles she just grins from ear to ear and just, Maya, you are quite handy, are you not?
Functional, I think.
Thank
And
you
then she
very
just
much.
smiles back.
She does kind of look out at the group, and she says, we should probably go. The night fair's on, and we do need to get to the place that Ismark is going to meet us before we sleep for the night. No? Or should
That's
I say for the day? All right.
Well,
So,
maybe we should talk to everyone and see what everyone's opinion is on that.
yes, of course. You are my escorts, my protectors. By all means.
And then I kind of like try to get the group all together after everyone's like bathed and whatnot. So should we go to where we need to meet Ismark?
Aye. Well, I do have Ismark following on this path, so he'd know that we would come here.
Okay.
That being said, there's a chance he doesn't follow the instructions or misses them somewhere, or he gets waylaid himself. Complications could arise.
Well, and if we leave another, if we leave another mark or something for him here, would he know to just meet us at the original place?
Aye, that's probably the safest bet. We'll stick to the plan as best as we can, and I'll leave him some sort of marker it'll tell him that we moved on. That way, if he followed us and he knows how to follow us, he'll continue following us to where we are. And if he got lost somehow, he'll also find us where we were supposed to be.
Yeah, and he took a nice walk past a hot spring. We did him a favor.
Right.
Can you guys give me like 5 minutes though? Because I wanted to see if any of them have seen Reuben before we like leave.
Of course.
Okay.
I'm
So
just gonna.
I'll work on that marking. I'll find some poster, some tree nearby, somewhere with it obvious enough to see, but not too obvious.
I'm just gonna say one thing. You guys can hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't really need to roleplay that, but just basically you all saw Hildegard naked, so at some point while she was swimming, you saw her back covered in slashing scars.
Oh man. Yeah,
And
Chance
that's
saw it and then like probably would look away. Like he never saw it. Like it's like a dog craning.
Yeah, it's
Zahna looks
Yeah,
like
like
she wants to talk about it, but she's not going to pursue it out of like a kind of like an unspoken thing. It's like, oh, maybe she'll tell me when she's ready.
yeah. Hildegard didn't really look like she remembered it was there. She's just swimming about in her own little world, just happy to be in water.
And are the
Oh, yeah.
bone wings there?
Sorry?
Are the bone wings there, or do they appear?
No, they just appear. It's really just
Oh. Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I would, especially if Hildy looks like obliviously happy, and there's no way I'm gonna be like, "What's on your back?" So no, I don't say anything.
All right, guys. So,
But I do, well, before we leave, I do want to just like quick check with the Vistani at the camp and describe Reuben to them and see if they've heard or seen anyone like him.
all right. So as you approach back to the camp, I'm assuming you did get dressed for the most part, and Zahna's
Yes.
doing her air dry thing for everybody. So you're going
So
back to the
nice.
camp. A lot of these Vistani, it's getting very late. Some of them are kind of stumbling to their tents. Some of them, you see one guy passed out face down in a puddle, and he's kind of snoring, blowing bubbles out. You see the old man, he's still sitting around the fire. And then you see the guy that first greeted you guys, he comes staggering up to you, goes, I trust you took your bath, and it was good, no? And he's kind of blinking. You can see one eye looking one way and one eye looking the other. Like he's clearly had too much of their little homebrew liquor.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll be like, yes, it was lovely. I feel so much better. Question for you. Have you heard or seen a man named Reuben? He's half elf. He has brown hair, kind of tall.
Well, I have not seen any half elves, but for one as pretty as you, I could be named Reuben.
Oh, you're so funny. So close. Not quite. All right, thanks. I pat him on the shoulder and leave.
It was a joke, yes?
Oh, I know. I thought it was so funny, but now I did have to go. I was just checking.
Okay.
That.
Bye-bye.
Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Bye. Okay.
And then as you're walking away, you hear this thud as he promptly takes a grass face nap. Currently, everything seems to be in place. Zahna, no
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
money.
Just making sure.
Yeah, can I check mine too?
Yeah, absolutely. You all can check. Nothing seems out of place. These Vistanas, though still brightly colored, brightly dressed, they're not. They seem a little bit different. Their clothing seems a little bit more wild and disheveled, like they're more wilderness. So, even though the people of the land, like Ismark and Arena, seem to have their prejudices, you're guessing that there might be, just like again, Barovia is kind of a small area compared to the Forgotten Realms. So you figure there's probably different tribes, some probably worse than the others.
Okay.
All right, so
And
you got.
I'll come back and go, no, Reuven, just got flirted with. Let's go.
All right. Better we get on our way. I've left a message for his mark if he comes this way. But to be safe, let's head to that old bone grinder, whatever it was.
So which way are you taking? Are you going back to the crossroads and going upwards into the mountains, or are you taking the path that leads in the direction heading out of the village right now? You notice that it heads in the same direction, but you can hear the sound of a waterfall off in the distance somewhere.
Does Arena know, since she seemed to know about this camp, what the best way?
She says, I do not know. I know that way seems to be the same direction. The other one led us up into the mountain. I do not know, but if we continue on this route, it looks to be a straighter line. That is the best I can say.
Yeah, we might lose time having to backtrack.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be okay.
So maybe we should stay off the main path and just go the ulterior route.
Yeah.
I mean, we can also mark the way continuously, so if Ismark has any trouble, we'll have a path so he can follow.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea.
All right, so you guys are going to continue northward. Everybody got their screen centered on the token, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys are going to keep moving up the road. Quarter mile, half mile, mile. All right, so you guys get to right about here, and let me describe what you see. All right, so you're following along the river. You notice that the trail continues along the river, and you follow the river to the base of a canyon, at the far end of which is a great waterfall spilling into a huge pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. You kind of see the waterfall happening like just right here on the edge of what you guys can see, considering it's dark. Most of you guys can see in the dark though, so it's not really an over bad issue. Otherwise, Arena has a lantern for herself. And a great stone bridge spans the canyon, nearly 1,000 feet overhead. So all of these little areas here look to be like mountains going up or foothills leading up. So, but again, this is a 1,000-foot sheer wall climb up to here. Now, oops, who'd we lose just now?
Hildy.
Oh, Hildy. So yeah, that seems to be a 1,000-foot sheer wall right here going up to that bridge overhead. And this whole area actually is like that. So the option is to climb the wall. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The option is to climb the wall to get back into the mountains or backtrack.
Climb.
That is a 1,000-foot sheer cliff wall. The Great Stone Bridge is above you.
Well, that's not exactly what we wanted to see. Reckon we'll have to backtrack. Sorry, mate.
It's okay. We do know that.
Is anyone good at climbing?
About a map.
Well, we all better be, because it looks like we're going to be climbing some mountains. Not exactly keen on that. Maybe the Vistani have some supplies. They might be willing to trade.
Maybe.
Arena looks a little deflated. She goes, "Forgive me, my friends. I should know my own lands better." She looks almost like a little embarrassed.
I put my hand on her shoulder. It's like, it's okay. It can literally happen to anyone.
She says, yes, I suppose we shall have to go back and follow the Sphalic road into the mountains. But we must make haste. I want to be where Eastmark expects us to be.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we
Great.
backtrack.
If we backtrack and we pass by the Vistani, is there a chance that I could do some like trading and sell off some of the odd trinkets that I found?
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
like a climber's kit if they have one.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So you're gonna go by there. Roll
It's just like normal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and roll. Actually, no. It's you can buy normal base equipment there. Anything kind of off the wall, though, just ask. I kind of trust you to do that. So, but they're only going to give you half value for the trinkets that you picked up. Like you're talking about the stuff you got in Death House, correct?
Yeah, like the moss agates and the leather eye patch with the carnelian.
Yeah. So think of that stuff as like sort of half valued. And that's what they're going to give you for trade.
Okay. I don't know exactly the value of those. I hate to be like a...
Oh, moss agates. The moss agates were 25 gold each, so 25 gold for both. You should have gotten 2, right?
He has one and Nyla has one, I think.
Okay, so basically 12 gold is the equivalent of what they'll give you for that. And then the eye patch.
The leather eye patch.
The leather eye patch. Let me look real quick. Ooh, that's going to be worth. It's worth 60, so it's going to be worth 30 for you. That's nice. Again just basic equipment.
All right, and then I'll just buy whatever their standard equipment worth is.
All right, remove those things, and it's going to be you're not going to get the actual money. That just remove those 2 things and then put that amount of equipment, the stand, like the climber's kit and all that in there. Anybody else doing any bartering, haggling with the Vistani on the way back past?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. If they have like something shiny, I'd probably try and haggle something for it. But it probably would be like it'd probably be something useless.
Right.
I don't know if they have anything cool.
Yeah, there's just enough of them awake. Like there's maybe 2 of them kind of milling about, cleaning up, making sure people are rolled on their sides, almost like they're the designated drivers, but they're not going anywhere. So they're designated babysitters, I should say. So they're kind of wandering around. But yeah, I mean, I know that Nyla tends to spend money. There's plenty of baubles, plenty of useless junk jewelry that she could spend all her money on if you want.
Yeah, I want her to. She also has one of those things that Chance has.
So have her trade
Moss,
it for like. Let's just say she has 5 kind of junk rings that are that they're made out of some kind of coppery metal, and they have what appears to be some kind of gem, but she can get 5. That's 1 for each finger and 1 more finger on another hand if she wants. Just little baubles and trinkets. The gems are definitely not even semi-precious, so they're not.
Right. Perfect. I'll do that. I'll trade that thing then.
This is pretty cool. The climber's kit is you can use an action to anchor yourself, and when you do, you can't fall more than 25 feet from where you anchored yourself.
Awesome. You take a 20-foot fall.
Yeah, right.
That's what's that, 2d8? All right, so so you guys get back to the crossroads. The gallows is still there, still severed rope, nothing odd. Are you guys?
I do cast Goodberry, so everyone can at least eat for the journey. So they'll have a full meal's worth of energy.
Awesome.
Nice.
And then if I'm giving everyone a berry, that's 6 berries. So I have 4 remaining out of my 10. I'm going to hand 1 berry to Chance, 1 to Nyla, 1 to Irina, and then I give the other one to Yog.
Cool.
How does Yog react to getting the good berry?
I say to him,
if any of us goes down, you can feed us one of these things, and it'll give us 1 HP back.
in the lamest.
Right, that's a weird ass berry, but okay.
It's magic.
So you do manage to keep him kind of tossing it off the side of the mountain as you guys climb. So the road is dirt, and nobody's doing anything special at the gallows. You guys stopping for anything there? Are you keeping a steady pace?
Yeah, I kind of like walk past it really fast, trying not to look at it.
All right. So you guys move up. You follow the dirt road. It winds upward steadily. It's not as steep cliff faces that you're climbing up. It's almost like the road it's winding in and out of the mountain. It's a steady incline. It's kind of making your thighs and calves ache a little bit as you move along, but you're able to keep a steady pace as it isn't backbreaking. You follow the dirt road as it clings to the side of a mountain, and eventually you guys travel for what feels like about 4 or 5 miles, and it ends before an arching bridge, which you assume is the one you saw down below, of mold-encrusted stone that spans a natural chasm. Gargoyles cloaked in black moss perch on the corners of the bridge. Their frowns are very weather-worn. On the mountainous side of the bridge, a waterfall spills into a misty pool nearly 1,000 feet below. The pool feeds a river that meanders into the fog-shrouded pines that blanket the valley, at the end of which you know happens to be a certain Vistani camp and a pool with a hot springs.
This isn't where we're supposed to camp, right? We just got to the place that we were trying
to get closer to the old bone garden.
Okay.
Irina says, "It was so long ago when I came this way. I do not remember. I remember seeing the windmill in the distance, but I feel like it is only a few more miles. But we must hurry.
Yeah.
I am becoming tired. You all are starting to feel it. You've been traveling with the stop probably now for about 9, almost 10 hours. So you definitely would need to press forward if you want to make it there.
Chance is even getting like a little grumpy. He's cold. It's like the mountains, and he's not like thick like Yog or anything. He doesn't have a whole lot to him, so he's chittering a bit.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna cross the bridge and start going that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys keep moving up. Even once you get to the bridge, you kind of move up. I'll show you guys kind of a step-by-step trek as you move through. All of these little pointy teeth-looking things, those are actual rises.
Grading?
So, yeah, grading. So you guys are steadily moving upwards, steadily on the upwards track. And even here in the mountains, the forest and the fog are inescapable. You constantly see trees. Now, just ahead, right about here where you guys, I'm putting you guys there now, the road splits in two, widening towards the east. There you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare. But does anybody have any kind of feat that allows them to prevent from getting lost or kind of know their general direction or anything?
I don't think we do, so we would probably have to roll for like survival.
Yeah, I'd say yeah.
The closest thing is probably Yog being an Outlander, which means he's exceptionally good with geographics.
Okay, yeah, that's so. All right, so yeah, absolutely. So yeah, Yog, you would know that if you continue down this direction, where the road is, that's probably going to take you straight to that giant castle that was overlooking the village of Barovia.
Oh.
And where Strahd is.
I mean, sorry to interrupt, Joel, but are we going to the fucking castle?
Huh?
Oh,
No, what?
No, I just mean it seems like that's where we're headed based on the road.
I don't want to go to the castle.
Right,
So then
we
we
could
should
pass
go
on
this
that.
way. Right? I look back at everyone.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, then we should go this way.
As I point towards the column area.
Yeah, the whatever way is not towards the castle.
All right, so you guys are going towards that, and you get to right about here where those columns are. And you start to notice that they're gates kind of going off. One is actually built into the side of the mountain, a giant column, and the other, it kind of goes off into the over the edge of the mountain down into the forest. And there are giant gates. And on the other side of the gates, it's not hard to see. You can see what appears to be two statues. So imagine if you were on the back side of this, a familiar sight, but looking outwards. So you're on the other, you're behind the statues.
Okay.
A familiar sight again. Oh no, not for Zahna. Zahna's never seen this before. So the rest of you guys, you see the two giant statues, impenetrable woods and mountains, high stone buttresses that loom gray in the fog, huge iron gates hang on the stonework, dew clinging with cold tenacity to the rusted bars. On the other side of the gate, you notice that there are two statues of armed guardians flanking the gates. One of the heads now lying among the weeds at the feet. That is the only difference from the first encounter with the gates, where both heads were lying in the weeds at their feet.
I'll say, you think these are gonna swing shut on us too? That was creepy. Last time.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. But I'd rather be going there and getting the gates closed on us than be in between the castle.
Yes.
So you've seen this gate before?
Yeah, it was like we met up with you and we were kind of stumbling our way around. When we passed through gates that looked pretty similar to this, they just swung shut on us.
Oh.
Well, there's no one there, of course, because Barovia, I guess, does this.
One thing worth noting, though, is that if his mark is behind us and those doors close, we might be in for some trouble.
Oh.
But it's also possible that he could have.
He could have beat us, given that we
Yeah,
had to backtrack.
He probably beat us.
I say it's a good idea. Let's head through.
Yeah.
Don't have much time to deliberate.
Yeah, so we'll go through.
All right, so remarkably enough, as you move on through, the gates do not actually close on you this time.
Oh, yay!
Give me one sec here. I am bringing something else up. All right, so one thing that you instantly notice as you pass through these gates is that you're starting to go downwards now. You're passing through the forest, but the going becomes easier. You're able to set a little bit of a quicker pace without being too draining on you, as you are now kind of moving downwards a little bit around the road. So you guys move forward a little bit, and it meanders in and out of the mountains, steadily working its way down. And then right about here, you get to here, and the old Svalach Road transitions here from being a winding path through the mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it starts to descend into a fog-filled valley. Oh, hold on. Let me center you guys. Everybody can see now?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. In the heart of the valley, in some distance, you see it's starting to get up on morning now. The sun's starting to rise. Irina is starting to kind of get a little bit grumpier and frumpier, but you can tell she's kind of trying to put on a brave face as you guys move down the mountain. But, you know, the road transitions from being a winding path through the mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the valley, you see a walled town in the distance near the shores of a great mountain lake as the sun is rising behind it. It's still very difficult to see the sun, but it's prominent enough that it's shining through the forest and you can see the lights of the village. The lake in the background waters appear very dark and very still. Now, a branch in the road leads west to a little kind of a small precipice, atop which is perched a dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wooden vanes stripped bare.
Oh, is that what that was? I mean,
Irina says, "Yes, this is the place." She's kind of huffing and she's kind of leaning forward, putting her hands on her knees. But no sign of Ismark.
We can at least take a long rest and wait for him to come here.
Aye, let's make camp and I'll do the last of my markings to let him know where we are. Let's set up and get some rest. Well-earned rest. I swear if I have to walk further, you wouldn't like me.
Yes. Please, rest. So she sits down, and you notice that Irina says, "Wake me if we set watch. Please wake me when it is my turn." She kind of sits down. She munches on some food, but like halfway through, she just kind of nods off with like a piece of beef jerky in her hands, like just dried jerky in her hands, just sitting there leaning against a stone.
So, who wants to take the first watch?
I can.
Okay.
I think Yog should take the last so he cooks us a nice breakfast. What do you
I
say,
can also
Yog?
take the last two. I don't take that long to sleep.
Oh, aye, if I don't need to. So
Well,
I could
no,
watch, I could go hunting for some food.
I could
Are
take
you-
the second.
Okay.
are we doing 2 people at a time for watch or just one person? I don't remember how we've been doing it.
Well, for the last half, usually Zahna wakes up and does it a bit early. So the last 2 at least have 2, but
Oh yeah. Okay.
we could do 1 for the first 2.
Yeah,
I'll
I
let
mean,
you go to bed first. That way you can have enough energy, and I'll wake you up if anything happens.
what did you say? Sorry.
Oh, I'll go to bed first, so I can have the most energy to be alert.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
go to sleep.
All right, so who is first and second watch, and I guess third and fourth watch then, since Zana's last, right?
I'm probably it's only gonna take me 4 hours to actually like
So Zahna is the last 2.
sleep, which is trance. So I'm doing third and fourth.
Okay, by yourself.
Probably.
Okay. I need Chance, Hildy, Yog, and Nyla all to roll me a perception check.
Okay.
I had to reboot roll 20, so I just
That's
rolled
fine.
a 20 non-natural.
Okay.
Ooh. 11.
All right. And lastly, I need a D20 from Hildegard.
You didn't hear me?
No, I got it. I need a regular D20, just random. Actually, no, give me a D6.
6.
So 6. Okay, gotcha.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Right.
More of whatever it was.
All right, so you guys are resting. Zahna, you come out of your. Everybody's doing their turn to watch. It's a quiet night. You hear the occasional squawking of crows, and actually, I should say it's a quiet morning. When you guys were getting here, it was about 6 a.m. You were hoping to get a rest, and then at some point during the night, you were hoping that Ismark would show. But Zahna, you wake up when it's your turn for watch, and you're going to do the last 2, and you're halfway through. Everybody's halfway through. Who's the last person that was waking Zahna up?
Coleman.
Okay, so Coleman, you go to wake her up, and Zahna, you have your passive perception is like ridiculous, right?
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing you notice is that there is a kind of an odd blanketed bundle of bags that's near a certain rock that you didn't see there before. It looks like to the occasional observer, somebody who's kind of exhausted themselves, it looks like that somebody's made an attempt at disguising a sleeping bag filled with stuff, and you instantly notice that it was Irina, and Irina is no longer there.
I immediately wake up. I go over to the sleeping bag. I tear it open to see if it's there, and she's absolutely gone for sure. I immediately bolt over to the group, and I start waking people up. I probably wake Chance up first. He's probably gonna be really mad at me.
What?
Irina's gone.
She what?
She's gone.
Come on,
It's
you having me up.
It's probably noon about now. It's kind of light in the valley.
We need to wake everyone. We need to find her.
And then I'm gonna go wake up Nyla next.
Alright, Coleman's gonna stare at Zahna and then just pull the blanket over his face again and just like roll back over it.
Oh my goodness. Can I do a survival check to see if I see any of her tracks?
I'm awake now too, right? You woke me up.
Yeah. Sorry, I like shit you awake.
Roll a survival check, please.
Survival?
Yes. Okay, so you see, the footprints seem a bit heavy and a bit wide to be necessarily Irina's, but you do see, you find more fresh footprints and what appear to be cart tracks leading up towards the windmill. You can't quite tell whether it's male or female footprints, but it's definitely human, or at least booted footprints leading up towards the windmill.
So maybe someone took Irina inside the windmill.
Oh my gosh. Like, so I like wake up everyone else.
I'm sorry.
What? Why are you sorry? What are you sorry for?
What Yog up to?
Being grumpy as usual.
I like kind of like nudge everyone awake with my foot, especially the grumpy ones that aren't getting up, like Yog and Cole. I'll be like, "Hey, you want your money, don't you? Your money just ran away or is like not here, so get up right now."
Oh my god.
All right, guys. So I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I would normally do. I'm going to be kind of an a-hole to good old Chance. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to say because Chance, he was the third watch. So yeah, he would have got. I'm gonna let you guys.
He was second.
Okay, well, no big deal. I'm gonna let you guys all have your full long rest benefit. Okay, because you were so exhausted, you came down out of the valley and you all just kind of collapsed in heaps.
Cool.
A little
Including
unorthodox. Yeah, including Chance.
All right.
Because he was second. He couldn't have been second because I think you guys were splitting up the watch. He should have been fourth, right? Unless Yog and Hildy weren't taking a watch, right?
It went Nyla, Chance, Zahna.
Oh, Nyla Chance Zahna. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. So no Chance. Actually, I'm sorry, brother. You don't get your full rest benefits.
Man.
You can. Yeah, I'll let you have a short rest.
Yeah, he's just gonna look real grumpy, and he's like, that woman. What do you mean she ran away?
Well, I don't know if she ran away, but look, and like pointing to the stuffed sleeping bag.
I also point to the tracks leading up to the window.
Okay, so she stuffed her sleeping bag. She obviously did that. It's not like she was whisked away and the kidnapper took some time to then stuff the sleeping bag. That doesn't make sense, does it? No. So no, it doesn't. So she's obviously gone and walked away. I'm not gonna be chasing some damned adult woman. I'm not a babysitter. That's not what I signed to do.
Yeah, but she's kind of like, Mister, I'm always gonna talk about I want money from this, and if she just goes missing, then there goes your money.
But right now, I want sleep. Sleep, please. Fine, if you. Well, maybe hear me out. One person should stay at the campsite until she comes back. I'd volunteer for that.
Are you going to sleep by yourself in the middle of a road?
It's morning, so.
I've had worse.
Don't split the party.
Fine. Let's go.
I'll be like, see, you did great. I'm like, do you want one of my rings?
And the party falls apart the instant the GM's NPC goes away.
Right.
All right, you lot take your bloody... do whatever you want. Oh my god.
Maybe later, Yog can carry you, and you can take a nap.
I'm gonna immediately start walking my way towards the windmill to check there first.
Or maybe we find her real fast, come back, and I sleep. Sure.
There we go. Works.
All right, so you start moving up towards the windmill, Zahna. Anybody else going with it?
Yeah.
I follow the tracks
to
where the cart was. And do I see like any other imprints, like a body being dragged in towards?
No, it looks like footprints. The track marks actually. Just give me a.
Another survival.
No, just give me a. What would be? Give me a perception check on this real quick.
My favorite.
All right, so that's good enough. Yeah, you kind of sense that the tracks are so old and rutted that whoever pushes the cart through here pushes it through the same ruts day after day after day. Anytime they move the cart, almost like a train tracks or something along that lines. So, but the footprints again are very fresh. So again, they seem like booted footprints, a little heavy and a little wide.
How many sets?
You see coming and going, you see a couple, but only one set of fresh.
Okay.
Right,
I will knock on the door.
All right. Well, let me give.
So cute.
All right. So does everybody go with her?
Probably a little passive aggressively too, so it starts out like small, but then it goes knock 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 knock.
All right. Cool. Let me give you guys the description real quick. So the onion-domed edifice leans forward into one side, almost like it's trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interiors. Perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. As you're going up, just before you knock, it kind of starts hopping about on the beam, squawking at you, seemingly agitated.
I look at it, and then I will immediately cast Speak with Animals, and then it's like, yes, what do you, yes?
All right, so you're so you're kind of squawking at it. Now, how does that look? Do you actually squawk at it, or is it like I'm assuming that's what it is?
I assume I'm talking as if I'm a crow.
Okay. Now, generally, when you're kind of squawking and squeaking at the animals, you get more one-word responses and things like that.
Well, they're very simple.
Right. So when you cast and you start to talk to this crow, you actually, it kind of talks at you, and it's very weird because instead of hearing the crow, now you guys all hear this crow going, rock, 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 ca-caw, ca-caw, and you see Zahna doing the same thing, ca-caw, ca-caw, sookie, 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 and so that's what you guys are seeing. But what Zahna, what you're hearing is this crow going saying, it's pretty dangerous in here, love. You don't want to go inside of there now, do ya?
Why is it dangerous?
Oh, I don't think these ladies in here are too keen on having visitors.
Did you see a woman with like long? She's really pretty. Kind of like leather armor. Have you seen her?
No, love. Unfortunately, I just landed here.
Ugh. But why are they dangerous in there?
Well, you know, I just a feeling I get. I see them coming and going. Oftentimes, it's just one lady. She's got a cart, and she comes back. Things moving, and I got a peep circling around overhead. On the top floor, it looks like they have a couple of cages up there, and in them cages, I noticed they have what appeared to be a couple of children.
Children?
Yes, and these
That's very common.
Yeah, little children, small children.
That's
What?
So all you heard was like a bunch of cawing, and then I say the word children with a question mark, and then I turn back to the party. It's like, oh, this girl has told me that there's dangerous people inside, and there's children maybe imprisoned. So I think maybe we should go help them, but we should still also find Irene. The crow has not seen Irene, so we can at least check that out.
You can talk with crows.
In there.
I mean, it's a spell, so yeah.
Oh.
Any animal.
All right, so you guys are going to
I
go
asked
in.
the crow's name.
My name is Robert. They call me Robert the Raven. You actually start to notice at this point, Zahna, you're familiar with them. The feather, it's a little smaller than your average crow, and the feathers are a little bit more purplish rather than black. So you're starting to notice that this is a raven.
Oh, it's very nice to meet you.
I smile towards the raven.
Nice to meet you too, love. I just happened to, I was flying overhead and I seen you hustling up the hill here and noticed the children, and I've seen these old women in this place every once in a while, and yeah, I just wanted to give you a fair warning, but be very careful. If you insist on going in, then just be very careful. And then
I appreciate the advice. Can you, if you see this girl that I asked you about before, can you try to let me know?
Sure, I can maybe do a circle around and maybe find you again. You know, if I can see through that blasted fog everywhere.
Okay, thank you very much. I would really appreciate that.
Squawk, squawk. Thank you much. Be careful. And he just.
And then I turn back to the party with like an accomplished face.
I've set him to scout.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
In the area. If we go inside here, we should definitely be careful. We're at least guarded.
What? So you meaning to say you actually were saying something? How does it work? How do I not say something offensive?
I cast a spell to help me understand what the raven was speaking.
Oh, yeah, you know, that's cool. You know, I might have been able to cast some magic too, if I'd had any rest whatsoever.
I'm sorry. Weren't we helping this woman then?
Oh, is she in there or not? Were you able to talk to your crow friend and figure out if she's inside?
I don't know. we're going to check if she's in here. And then he's honestly like slowly turning passive aggressive towards Chance a little bit.
Chance, do you get grumpy when you're tired? You're a little bit grumpy.
Yeah, he's very grumpy. He kind of gives like a mean look and then just looks away.
And then the raven, after it's done its squawking, it kind of flies off in the direction of the town that you saw in the distance.
Was it a raven or a crow?
Did you answer that, Zahna?
Yes, it's a raven. But we should go inside with caution, so I'm gonna check the door to see if it's locked.
It absolutely is not locked. Give me 1 second.
I turn back to Nyla. Should I go first? Oh.
No. I can.
Okay. Then I step aside so you can
Yeah.
get to the door.
So I'll try to open it, like, kind of
not
quieter.
locked.
Not locked. Okay. I want to open it quiet, like, and peek my head in, as to not alert anybody.
God, this
If
is so
they're in
weird.
there.
I always have to zoom all the way in or more.
So just to be clear, about the children thing is we that was not translated over to us?
No,
That was
I
just
said
between...
that.
Oh, you
No,
did
she
say that?
said
More
it.
children
Yeah.
in there in cages.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I guess I'll play that as Chance just like literally did not hear that. He's just like, what?
Yeah,
He's so sleepy.
He's zoned out, yeah.
Yeah, Hildegard got very, very attentive as soon as she heard that children were involved.
All right, so you open the door. It kind of creaks open, sort of haphazardly, and our music going there. There we go. And the ground floor has been converted. The ground floor of this windmill has been converted into a makeshift kitchen, but the room is very filthy. Baskets and old dishware are piled everywhere. Adding to the clutter is a peddler's cart, a chicken coop, a heavy wooden trunk, and a pretty wooden cabinet with flowers painted on its doors. In addition to the clucking of the chickens, you can hear toads croaking somewhere. The sweet smell of delicious pastries blends hardly with a stench that burns your nostrils. The awful odor comes out of an open upright barrel in the center of the room. Warmth issues from a brick oven against one wall, and a crumbling staircase ascends the wall across from it. Shrieks and cackles from somewhere up higher seem to cause the old mill to shudder. Guests? We have guests? Come in. Come in. We have delicious food cooking for you.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So do I see her?
No.
Where is
Sounds
she?
like it's coming from upstairs.
Oh. Okay. So I guess I'll step in to this.
Just so everybody knows, the song that is playing currently is called Road to Hell.
Good to know.
All right, so you step in. Your feet kind of click, kind of clatter some things that are kind of littering the floor. It's all over the floor. Not necessarily covering it so you can't see the stone floor, the cobbles of the floor, but you kick look like small little bones, but they don't look like chicken bones or anything. They look like small human bones.
Oh my god.
Is everyone coming in?
I'm in.
I'm in.
Yogg's, what's Yogg up to? He can't move because Chance is blocking the door, I guess.
Oh, he's bringing up the rear.
All right, so in the barrel in the middle, you can see kind of a glistening greenish black ichor. And then you can see, like, in the oven, in the front of it, because this is an old style oven, it's kind of a bricked oven, and it's not really closed off. You can see about a dozen pastries. Look very similar to the pastries that Chance, Irina, and Zahna, actually Zahna for the first time got to enjoy a pastry.
And then it all clicks together in Zahna's head.
Oh, I think this is that one lady's place.
You might be right.
Feel free to help yourself to some pastries. We are just making ourselves decent, are we not, sister? The other one says, yes, sister. We will be down momentarily.
I don't like this.
Can I roll perception on just seeing if there's anything else of particular note in here that I might not have seen first glance?
The cabinets, they contain wooden bowls full of herbs and baking ingredients, including flour, sugar, several gourds of some kind of powder. On the inside of the cabinet doors, they're kind of creaking open. I'm assuming you're just doing a basic search of the room real quick.
Yeah, and especially, like, I guess looking to see if I see any sign of Irina, either, like, or if she's been here, too.
No sign of Irina. You do see in the cabinet, it looks like several dozen locks of hair. There are also various concoctions on the small, and there's only 3 that have labels. The first elixir is labeled youth. It's like a golden syrup that magically, it's kind of magically shifting between golden and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
There is another elixir labeled laughter. Looks like kind of almost just like tea. And then there's a third elixir that's labeled mother's milk. It looks like a kind of a pale, viscous, white viscous tincture.
Okay.
There's a couple of chickens, rooster, and then there's a little trunk that has a little label, little holes bored into it. It sounds like there's about 100 croaking toads in there.
Okay. Can I, like... So there's like, bones just laying there on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said they look human, like 100% look human?
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
think
I'll, like... Okay.
I think cages are probably upstairs. Do we want to go up there right now, or should we wait for them?
After you, I suppose.
I'm not leaving without seeing those cages.
Okay. Hold on.
The windmill is pretty old, isn't it?
Yes, very old.
Does it have, like, holes in it? Like, if we, like, tried to go not necessarily... Like, could we climb on the outside, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask. Like, when we were
You could attempt it.
Okay, so I'll be like, okay, I'm not, like, the best at climbing or anything, but, like, would it be possible to go, like, where that crow saw the kids?
Oh,
Get in that way, too?
I could turn into a spider and crawl on the outside and then look through the window up there.
Yeah, and you could, like, maybe even see how we could get up there.
Yeah.
Might be best.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move outdoors
And then I will wild shape into a spider, and then
Should
I'm
we-
gonna make my way up.
I guess are we staying here? Like, should we like distract them? I'm whispering this.
Yeah.
Are you saying that to me before I change?
I don't know. If you did it really fast, it might not have been
Well,
enough time.
you
so I
would've-
don't know.
You would have been able to talk to me as I was moving my way
Oh,
outside.
okay. Okay, yeah. So I'll just be
So
like,
I wanted to say that.
yeah. Like, do you want to? Should we distract them?
Well, they already know that some people are here, so maybe distraction?
Yeah.
And then I can go through, like, the top.
Yeah. Good idea. Okay.
Ladies, we've
But
we're
Well,
weary travelers. We've just come looking for some rest. Some more than others, I suppose.
Oh my, he sounds handsome. Does he not, Ophalia? Yes, Bella. Indeed, he does. May I go down first, sister? After you, sister. You guys start hearing this kind of clump, 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 clump. It's almost like older people moving down stairwell. All right, so you're climbing up the wall outside, correct, Zahna?
in spider form.
I'm
Yes.
going to move you over here. You are at the second floor right now.
So I'd probably move so I can.
Now,
I'm
right
probably
here
gonna
is a window. This is the second floor.
Okay.
Mhm.
I can't see into it because of the window. I would be looking through the window if I could.
You are looking. Okay, gotcha. Let me go ahead and move that down. I don't know why it's even there, to be quite honest. Okay. Dynamic lighting again. Lamp. All right, so you might have to move your token around to see it. If you are going to crawl in, you can crawl in and see it, but you see what.
I'll call it.
Okay. Let me move. Let me go back to the right thing. All right, so you see as you go in, first thing you see is motion off this direction, but it looks like the top of someone's head as they're just about to move down, like they just get over the lip of this area here. And let me give you a quick description of what you read.
So I just see the top of their head as they're going downstairs.
Yeah, there's just a little hole that you're able to crawl in through, through a dark-caked window. So there's not very much light in this 8-foot high chamber, most of which is taken up by a large millstone connected to a wooden gear shaft that rises through the ceiling in the center of the room. A stone staircase continues upwards over here, though, towards the sound of more cackling.
Oh,
You
so
can kind of hear a laughter coming from above, as well as a shape going down. So the laughter from above, you kind of hear some kind of muttering. It sounds like, "Be sure to stuff your face now. You want to get all your nutrients like a good boy. When we come back from entertaining our guests, I want to see your plate clean."
So does that voice seem like it's shifting its way downstairs?
Not yet. You kind of hear some kind of fidgeting and clanking and clubbing and stuff.
So I would probably be like where I can still visibly see through the window, but I'm probably gonna like go around the edge so that Liz coming downstairs from that way can't see me.
Oh, so you're going back down, or you're trying to go back
Oh,
outside
no,
up to the third floor?
I'll probably go outside up to the third floor.
Okay, and while she's kind of crawling around doing her spy thing, what are you guys doing? What is let's see, what's Chance up to at this moment?
Chance is trying to just basically urge them downstairs, trying to keep them in conversation. Right, well, we came over that large stone bridge, and we're a little road weary. I can smell you've got some food cooking. I don't suppose you have any means for, I don't know, something to rest in.
Yes, yes, we will take you upstairs and you can get all the rest you need. You handsome sounding fellow, you. I am on my
It's a
way.
little weird to talk through the ceiling.
I'm on the way down. I am older. I cannot move as fast as I once did.
Well, we could come up. That's a...
Well, I
Is
am
this how you
almost
normally
down.
greet guests? Go ahead, sorry.
In some cases, it is, and you kind of start to see her kind of peeking around a corner. You see an older woman. If you had to guess, you can't quite make out her age, but she's hunched, and she looks like probably about 85, 90 years of hard road. But her hair is like kind of black and wild, but the black is like from soot, almost like she's taken chimney soot and tried to dye her hair black to make it look prettier using, again, chimney soot. And she walks down and she says, I do not see pies in your hands. And she's looking at you and she's smiling. Her nose is crooked. She's got warts. Same way as any old hag you might think would look. Woman who's seen too many years and kind of lived a dirty life.
So I'll say I'm actually really interested in these like potion things you have here. Like, what is this? Like pointing to them.
One who is interested in the alchemical arts. Yes, please come with me. And she kind of shuffles down and she moves over to this cabinet over here. She says, come closer, dear.
Okay, so go over. Like,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah, what is this stuff? Like, trying to like get her to really focus on it.
She says, really just baubles. Some of them are useless. Some of them are simple devices to tickle an old woman's fancy. And we're going to pause here, and I'm going to go back upstairs for just a moment. And I'm giving Hildegard a quick check. Are you able to speak?
Am I?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Very good. If I was you, every once in a while, maybe just give a good a cough or something into the microphone to because it seems like after a bit of time, that's when your stuff kind of goes off kilter.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so upstairs, when you go up to the top floor, Zahna, what you see is, I believe, you see what appear to be a rotten wooden closet with 3 crates stacked one atop of the other. Next to the closet is a heap of discarded clothing, and you see a little boy inside the front of one crate, and he's sitting there, he's naked, and he's eating a pie. And above him is another little girl, probably about 4 years old. The little boy's about 5, sitting there, and she's kind of sitting back, has an empty plate, and her face just covered in pastry mush, like she's kind of in a sugar sleep coma or sugar food coma, and she's drifting off. And then the crate above that is empty. And as you're kind of peering through, you see another woman, her hair all white and wild. She's wearing like very kind of a leathery dress. It looks almost too leathery. It doesn't look like it's made out of fabric. It's kind of gross looking actually, because it's looks almost skin colored, like a patchwork dress of skin. And she's starting to head down the steps here, going down to the next level.
So as she like goes down all the way, I creep inside the room, and then
Right.
I'm gonna drop form, and then I look at the kids with my finger over my mouth. I'm just was like trying to urge them to be quiet.
All right, you see them, and the boy. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll a. Actually, roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh no, I'm not good at those. Persuasion?
Yes. Boy, I bet you wish I was giving out inspiration like candy today, don't you? All right, so the little girl, she kind of blinks over at you and she sits there quietly, but the little boy drops his plate and it kind of crashes to the ground as you pop from, you kind of pop up out of nowhere and he goes, ah! You know, just
I
squeaks
immediately
and
put my
jumps
hand over
back.
his mouth.
All right, so you reach through the crate bars. It's not hard. It's actually very small, very cramped. Uh, it stinks. You know, obviously the children are left to do their business in the crates and everything. Very horrible thing, but there's also tons of food and things like that sitting around. The little boy looks kind of chunky. Actually, let me go ahead and I'm going to put one token on the map and let that represent both children, if that's okay with you. You know, it's funny because I can see the map, the whole map, and I forget sometimes that you guys can only see where you're at. All right, there you go. All right, so let me make a perception roll with these guys real quick because this one's
Do you
only
want me to make a stealth roll to try to muffle his sound?
Yeah, you know what? Why not?
Okay. Oh no!
All right, so the only way this is going to be saved is if they, which is pretty impossible considering
They're not fast enough.
yeah, their perception's +6. I'm going to roll this on just a normal D20. So that's
Oh, no. Yeah,
so,
they do.
yeah, they
Well, here it is.
you guys
We
see
all
this
hear it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say everybody hears this child's yelp, and you guys see this other one come down, and she pauses. Again, the other woman's dressed in kind of a muumuu. This one's dressed in a muumuu, but it looks like it's made of leather. And she kind of pauses and arches her brow and looks up the steps, and says, "Do not mind." And then she looks back she looks right at Yog, and her eyes grow very big as she sees him. "My, a big one. Do not mind that sound upstairs. We keep ravens to send to town to deliver messages. As you can undoubtedly guess, we are old and cannot travel as well as we once did."
Oh yeah, that totally makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a weird sounding raven, but okay.
"Would you like to come upstairs and see the raven with me, big man?"
No.
Eh. And then she glances over at Chance and goes, "I'm supposing that this is the handsome one." And she comes over while Ophalia is kind of showing Nyla through the various places of the alchemy stuff. This one walks over to you and she goes, "Hello, handsome fella. My name is Bella." And she kind of giggles a little bit at her own rhyme, her own bad rhyme, and she kind of reaches out her finger to attempt to kind of like stroke at your beard if you don't try to stop her.
If you don't mind, my companions and I, and he'll try to like kind of just push her hand away a little bit, like, you know, he's moving his face. That's an awful kind and all, but I don't suppose we're looking for a friend of ours.
"A friend, you say? We can be your friends."
Well, I'm sure you could, but maybe some other time in our travels, if we need some rest and food like we needed now. But what I'm trying to say, and he's kind of like stalling for time, and he's just looking around at like Nyla and Hildy, like
Well, yeah, because I'm keeping this girl occupied. She's showing me
Yeah.
all her alchemy stuff.
Yeah, he's staring at Hildy like.
So, while you're doing that, what's going on upstairs with Zahna? What's she doing right now?
So as I try my best to muffle his mouth, I like as quietly as I possibly could afterwards. I wait a moment, hear nothing, and I say it. Then I look him in the eyes and the girl, and it's like, "Are you all trapped here?"
The little girl just kind of looks at you. You can see her eyes already starting to tear up. She's filthy. And her eyes, when the tear kind of comes out, it kind of leaves a little trail like a river going down her cheek through the dirt. And she says,
It's okay.
and she just nods quietly.
I'm going to try to get you out of here, if I can, but I need you both to be really quiet. Just nod for answer.
The little girl nods, and the little boy, you feel him kind of nodding against your hand because you still got your hand over his mouth.
I'm gonna look at the. Is this cage? Does there have a lock on it?
Yes, on the outside, but it's more like just like a weird kind of an up and down latch that you could pull out that they just wouldn't be able to reach from where they're at. Like you pull it out
so
of
I
the
can
top
just,
and it opens both of them.
Yeah, so I would open both of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would say to them,
Stay as close as you can to me, okay? It's going to be okay. I'm going to do a little bit of magic. You like magic, don't you?
The little boy's eyes kind of grow big. He looks to be about 3. She looks to be about 4, maybe 5.
I smile at them, and then I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on all 3 of us.
All right.
So we get +10 to our stealth. Let me click off that real quick. 1/3 level, 1 second level spell. 2.
All right.
And then I'm gonna have us quietly as we can start making our way downstairs.
Okay. I'm just gonna move you for now, and
Yeah, that's fine.
so you're going down. Now
Yeah,
you're on
so
the
you
bottom.
need stealth checks for both of them.
Yes.
But +10.
I'm just gonna let you do
So you're
your.
20.
I'm gonna let you do your stealth check, and because this is a non-combatant.
29.
Anyway. Okay. Yeah. They're. I mean, let me go ahead and roll their perception. Actually, there's no way they can get it. So yeah, there's no way their perception's only. Well, I'm not gonna tell you that, but yeah.
Okay.
Text every time you're there. As soon as you're there. Don't forget your wallet. All right, so you're going down, and here is the next set of stairs going down. Again, you see the windmill. You see all kinds of little bones and broken bones and dust sticking out of this. Give me just a wisdom check.
Check. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's plus. So. Roll. $14.
Okay, so
Straight wisdom.
yeah. Oh, and you can also, just like all the other abilities, you can just click wisdom on your sheet. But we'll go with this one for now. Yeah, you as you're walking past, you kind of smell the sweet smell of the sugar that was on those pies, kind of intermingled with what looks to be like crunched up bones, small child-sized bones that looked like they had been pushed through this mill and mixed with the sugar.
Okay.
So you might be starting to put together that if it was in fact the same pie, and I know this is hard for everybody to hear, you guys might have possibly been eating powdered children's bones.
And now I immediately hate pie.
Forever.
Because now I think all pie is like this. I try not to think about it and try to focus on the children.
Yeah, the children with your pass without trace they don't seem to be having much problem. They're barefoot, so they're just kind of tiptoeing around. They're not like toddlers in diapers or anything, so they're tiptoeing, and they seem to understand they need to be quiet.
Okay. And then we're gonna slowly move down the stairs, but waiting for the two to get by without the two crones looking.
Actually, we purchased some horses from the Vistani, but they seem to be a little sick. If you make some poultices and tinctures, I don't suppose you could come take a look at them?
Vistani? You mean those brightly dressed fops? Bah, I do not know.
Those thieving gypsies. I think they sold us some sick horses or something. By the way, if you are healers or something, then
Yeah, you guys
maybe
seem
you might be
super
able-
skilled.
Do we now, child? And this one kind of moves
you
over
were
here.
showing me. Yeah, like all these things, these look really cool. She was just explaining them to me.
All right.
And how
So,
they work and stuff.
all right. So that is one flight of stairs. Let me get another stealth check from Zahna.
Oh,
As she
no.
comes down here.
Nerve-wracking.
Oh.
13. All right. So this one they're gonna get a roll. Both of them will.
I'm so nervous.
Me too.
No.
Okay. All right. So as you're walking down the stairs, the one of the women, you notice that they stopped talking, Zahna. Now you can't see anything around where you're at right now, right?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. So you kind of notice that they do stop talking right away, and as they hear, like, all of you guys hear like this sudden creak on the steps as Zahna's kind of trying to tiptoe down. She makes another check. She gets down the first floor, okay, and then she takes one step down and just like it starts to squeak, and she pulls back a little bit, but one of the kids just kind of pulls past a little bit and steps down and just gives a little thump and a creak. Creak. And you guys notice that they both get quiet, and one of them calls. One of them looks at the other one and says, "Did you see if Mother was home?" And the other one says, I do not think so. But I was in such a rush to get downstairs. And here's
Your mothers are still alive?
our mother is, yes, if you can believe it.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. How old is she?
Well, are you saying that we look old? All right, so now from Nyla and Chance, or actually one of you, the other one gives you an assist, so one of you gets to make a deception check.
Hey, I'm pretty good at these.
Yeah, I am too. I think we're both about equal, so whoever wants to roll is fine.
Oof.
Let's give him a chance.
Do it.
And this is with advantage?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Nyla's kind of ganging up on him. All right, 17. Okay, so for now they seem to be fairly, like, on the they seem to be fairly distracted by you. It's kind of like you took their attention away from the little squeak that you hear. Yog, you kind of hear an odd kind of creaking sound from behind you, a good ways down the road behind you. And since you're in a door, you can kind of turn around and see it. Fair enough. You see a kind of a hunched, familiar shape that you passed when you left Barovia, kind of slowly, kind of pushing her cart up the long hill in the distance. Yog, you live?
Yeah, sorry, was in the middle of a coughing fit.
Aww.
Alright, he's not gonna mention this time.
All right. So, all right. So Zahna, you can start. Do you
Yeah.
want to move down towards the door? Is that your goal? You get to hear.
Yeah, I'm trying to sneak the children back outside, and then if I immediately see like the woman in the racking pulling up, I'm going to try to duck the children outside and then move them around outside on the other side of the windmill.
All right. So I'm gonna move you outside.
Okay.
And you moved. You kind of ninja past Yog thanks to your companion's distraction. I need a stealth check from you once you get outside.
Okay. Oh, please. Okay, 25.
Much better.
25. Okay. Let's see what this night. Let's see what old Morgantha rolls. Hold on. Where'd she go?
So scared.
Oh, what a terrible roll. All right, so she just seems to be kind of have her head down. Looks like an old woman pushing her cart up. I need a perception roll from you, DC 13, Zahna, when you get outside.
Perception? Okay. I'm fine.
Okay, so you do see that under kind of a blanket on the top of her cart, you see a little boy kind of push the blanket back and kind of start rubbing his eyes, and she kind of just grabs him and slams him down cruelly and yanks the blanket back over his head.
Okay, now I have to say them too. Okay.
All right, so you're moving. You are able to move around behind the windmill, easy enough.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go back inside. What is Hildy up to while all this is going on?
You guys hear me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is not partaking in the whole discussion thing, but she's just glaring at the two old women from afar, and at some point she's just gonna pick up, like her hands are shaking, and she just picks up one of the tiny bones and just kind of looks at it, moving it around her fingers.
Make a medicine check for me. All right, so you're pretty confident that this is definitely a humanoid bone. It is either a small child's or perhaps even a halfling. But based on the kind of the structure of it, you're guessing it's more of a child's.
Yeah, she's not okay.
All right, one of the ladies notices it, and it's Bella, and she starts kind of walking over, kind of limping over towards you, and she kind of taps on the little barrel of muck there twice, like with her finger. She just goes tap tap, and then she goes, "Dear, do not be off put by the mess in our house. That is but the bone of a chicken."
Of course it.
Yes, of course.
Well, I think it's about time we ought to be headed back. Those horses, see, we got to look after them.
Well, yeah, and we still have our friend we have to find, so. But you haven't seen her?
No, we have not.
She's young and pretty, just like us.
Oh no, we are sure we would remember her. Yes, aren't we,
I want an
Ophelia?
insight check.
Insight, yeah, I wanted to too.
All right, go ahead.
Like, I guess I'm looking specifically to see if she was just a little too quick to answer.
All right.
I got
All right, so Coleman, you don't really notice anything. Maybe you're looking away or looking at distracted by Hildy kind of running the bone through her fingers. Hildy and Nyla, you both kind of catch a weird, odd, kind of smiling glance between the pair of them.
Hmm. But Zahna didn't see anything?
Zahna's
I'm outside.
outside.
Oh yeah, I thought we know that. Sorry, I didn't even think about that. Okay.
Yog, give me well, you don't even have to do it. Yog, you know that you don't have much more before that thing coming up the road there is going to notice you standing in the door.
Right, Yog's just gonna look at the group and go, we should probably be on our way now. And I'd out the door.
No, do not leave. Please, wait. And the last thing that happens is this one actually reaches down. This one right here reaches down to kind of try and take Nyla by the wrist to keep her from going. Like, like an old woman grabs someone when they don't want them to go away, like maybe kind of back in the day. And the other woman kind of moves a little bit, like kind of bursts your personal bubble chance and says, yes, she's holding up her kind of gnarled fingers. Please, do not go. Oh, Nyla, just so you know what happened, is Yog's like, we should probably go, and moves out. The woman says, no, don't go, and one of them reaches down and grabs your arm like the way an old woman would. Do you try and break free or anything?
Does it feel like strong, or does it feel kind of like frail?
Feels way strong for an old woman.
Oh, okay. So, I'll let her grab it for now, and I'll just be like, hey, we'll come back. We're just trying to find our friend. That's kind of really important right now, but we'll be back. You guys are lovely hosts.
Yeah, Chance is backing quickly up. And if no one stops him, he's going to, like, dip out.
All right. You see the same thing that I described to Yog, but Zahna was the one that saw the other child squirming in there. Yog did not. So, Nyla, give me a persuasion check.
Sure. I got a 20.
Okay, a 20. The lady finally, she's like, yes, you will. And she lets go, like a little reluctantly, and her hand just kind of, you almost hear knuckles crack as her hand lets you go. And the other one steps to the side. Yes, be on your way. Then she kind of glances over at you, Hildy, giving you kind of a withering glance. And she starts kind of moving around, heading towards the stairs, while Athalia just kind of stands there with her arms folded across her muumuu, just waiting.
Okay. So I'll be like, all right, thanks for showing us around. This was great. And I also will leave and kind of like pull Hildy out.
All right, so here's what I need from everybody. First, and this is just for movement, I need, as soon as you step right there, I need everyone to just select their tokens and roll me some initiative.
Oh no. Oh. It, for some reason, no valid token was selected, but I got a 21.
That's fine. I'll put you in there. It happens. So you got a 21, correct?
Yeah, I got a 21. I don't know why it didn't work, though. Sorry.
Not 21. What the hell? All right, so Nyla, you get to the door. You see that old woman. She's probably, if you had to guess, she's not really paying much attention, and she kind of slows a little bit, squinting up towards the place. Your only guess is that like the fog is kind of obscuring a lot of what's going on, but she's probably maybe about 200 feet away at this point, pushing her cart up the hill. So what are you doing right now?
Well,
If you're
I
gonna move
guess-
towards her, just let me know. But
okay. I don't really know what I do.
all right,
I
so
guess I would like I would just kind of look around because we didn't even see Zahna leave, did we?
yeah, actually,
I
Yog
don't-
definitely did.
Yog saw.
You guys actually, you know what? I don't see why you guys were kind of deliberately trying to focus their attention towards you. So you guys both would have seen Zahna and the children sneak out. Everybody would have.
Okay, so we know they're outside.
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know which direction she went, but you do see that woman coming up the street, up the dirt road towards you guys.
That must be her. That's the one I bought those pastries from in Valokia and, well, Village of Barovia.
Oh, frick. So, I don't know. Can I, just kind of... I don't know what I'd do, because nothing happened. I would think we're just leaving. So, I guess I would just... Like, I would try to get Hildy to come with me. That's what I was kind of trying to do last time.
Okay, so you're gonna get Hildy. You're trying to gesture for Hildy. Okay, so the woman, she moves. So she's just moving 30. So she is now about 170 feet away, and that brings us to Chance. What are you up to?
I think he would, he'd kind of get a little closer to Yog and Nyla. I think we might have overstayed our welcome. Best we get out of here. But, if you're trying to come back and stop these lot, I don't know what's up with these old women, but I think it might be better that we do it on our own terms.
Can I say something back really fast? Is that
Yeah,
is
go
that
ahead.
possible? Okay, I'll just be like, I'm pretty sure they know where Irina is. I could definitely tell.
Right. So we gotta find a way to get it out of them somehow. But I'm not sure I like our odds.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, straight. Yeah.
All right. So Coleman, any more movement or anything? Is that a no? Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was pushing the wrong button. I
Mhm.
think he's gonna dip around the side here and cast Mage Armor. And I guess he also would then kind of see Zahna.
Yeah, you see Zahna and the children there. Zahna, where you're at, looking down there, you can see what. Give me 1 sec. I'll tell you what you see.
Okay.
Actually, I better look at the Barovian map for this, just so I don't blow it.
No worries. Take your time.
All right, so yeah, down the backside of the mountain down there. It's down a hill. It's kind of a precipice. It's about 30 feet down. You can see what looks to be like kind of like a megalith, like 4 ancient stones down on the edge of where there's a little bit of grassland, and then it goes into the forest.
Okay.
But let me come back so I can see where everybody's at. I'm on a different page than you guys. All right, so and that's Chance's turn, correct?
Yep.
As soon as he can see me, I kind of like shoot him a look, and look at the cart, trying to give indication that maybe there's a child. But
I'll
that's
scoot a
not
little
like-
closer to be within whisper range of her.
All right, and Yog, what are you up to?
I'll talk on my turn.
The Yog's gonna keep on moving around the house and I guess train up with these two. That will be all from him.
All right, and that brings us to Zahna.
There's another child in that woman's cart down the road. Did you know are all pies made of children?
Good gods now.
Oh my God.
You think that...
Children. She looks so sad about it.
Bloody hell. No, I don't. Look, we don't have time. We need to lead these witches out of here somehow. If they know the kids are gone, maybe we can use something that they have on them to lure them elsewhere. Somewhere.
Everything's out in the open.
I don't think I should let children run around in the forest alone by themselves.
We're not. We'd have to lead them somewhere.
I know, so maybe I'll
Not
have
fair.
them stay out here. And I think we might have to fight them.
I think we do.
Because I want to help that other kid.
All right, that's about all I'm going to give you with chit chatting.
Yeah, that's my action.
All right, cool. Are you going to do any movement?
No, I'm gonna stay there.
All right, and that brings us to Hildegard.
Yeah, she sees, you guys can hear me, it's fine?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. She sees Nyla gesturing and she's gonna slowly walk out. But she's backing away, like her eyes don't leave the old woman. As she walks out, and she's gonna stay beside Nyla outside, and she's just shaking with rage. She's not saying anything or doing anything. She looks fit to burst.
All right, and that brings us to their turn. So allow me to do it this way. I got to zoom back in again. Pardon me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, she didn't make it to the top of the stairs. They don't know the kids are gone yet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. All right. So that brings us to the top of the turn order with Nyla.
Okay. So, the lady's walking up with the cart. I don't know anything about that, so I guess I will just join the others right now.
All right. Oh, you can see her coming up from where you're at.
Well, I just don't know there's a kid in the cart, unless you want me to roll for perception, like I'd spot it. But...
Yeah, you can roll. You can actually,
Okay.
so can, since you kind of stayed in place, yeah, go ahead and roll.
Okay. Ooh. I got a 24.
Oh, the kid just kind of does not want to stay under the blanket. He keeps popping up and out. And as you notice, I'm kind of having the kid react based on your perception rolls as well. He just kind of pops up and out, and he kind of whines and whimpers a little bit. I want mama, and then like you can kind of hear it carrying up on the wind. This kid whining and crying a little bit, and then you hear the hag kind of say, "Down now. We will be home soon, where you can be fed." And then
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you'd hear it as well.
Question. So I can see this kid. How is he in the cart? Like, if I
he's-
just like, okay.
He's laying on the top of it, like it's a movable bed, and she's got like a drape over him.
Does it look like he's strapped down at all, or he's just laying there?
No, it looks like he's just laying there, and she keeps just yanking him back down when he starts to move. Like think about a mother with a kid in a shopping cart, and the kid goes to jump, and the mother finally has enough, and She grabs him by the shoulder and sets him down. Clearly, the old woman's stronger than the toddler.
Yeah. So, how far away is she?
Right now, she is about 150 feet.
Okay.
Steadily closing the gap, though.
Okay. So I'll say to Hildy, like I'll get a little like I'll like move up closer. But I'll be like, kind of thinking about just running, just snatch. There's a kid on there. I just want to like run and snatch him off, and we can just book it. Thoughts?
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
I said kind of thinking there's a kid up there. Think I just like, what if I just like snatch the kid off the cart and just book it? Thoughts?
Yeah.
Because we have some time.
Let's go to the cart first. Take the kid from her, and then run while the other two are still in the house. That's a good plan.
Well, I'm fast. Like I could go.
Bear in mind, Chance, you're around the corner from her right now.
Oh, my bad. I thought this was. I was still talking with Zahna. You're right.
It's me.
All right, so the chat.
To be fair, Hildegard is basically thinking the same thing. So just to save time, let's say she said exactly what Chance said.
Ha.
Okay.
That works.
All right, so are you
yeah.
going to move, Nyla? Because the chat time is over.
Okay, so yeah, I will. I'll say maybe watch my back, but I could go, and I will like start walking down the road towards her, like casually.
So normal movement, 30 feet. That puts you at currently, puts you at 120 feet from her.
20 feet. How about this instead? Actually, I want to run up to her, so I want to use dash too.
Okay, that will put you about. That puts you 60 feet. That'll put you 90 feet from her. So you're charging her.
Okay. So I don't want to look like I am running, like I'm coming to attack her though. I want to be running towards her like, oh hi, you must be the mom, like really like friendly.
So you're running
like,
at her.
I'm excited to meet you type of thing. Like that's what I'm trying to do.
All right, so it's her turn. She looks up as you're charging at her, kind of running down the street, smiling, oh, you must be mom. And you notice she looks at you for a moment. It's her initiative, and you notice her. She draws back her. She sees and she's like, "Oh, hi!" And she kind of holds her hand in the air, clawed hand, and she's waving. And then just as if she doesn't know that you guys have already seen her and seen the child, she just slams her fist down really hard on the top of the cart, just boom, and then you see the kind of movement under the blank stop, like maybe she was trying to knock the kid out. She goes, and then she goes, oops, I'm sorry, I stumbled, and she's waving at you, and she keeps pushing that cart up the hill, 30 more feet, so now you guys are 60 feet apart. You can see where you're at, where I moved you to, right, Nyla?
Yeah, it's just a picture of the outside of the windmill.
Yeah, and this is kind of to give you an idea of her walking up the road.
Right, yeah.
Leave him off of the map. And that brings us to Chance.
All right.
You hear Nyla kind of skittering off, and hey, nice to meet you.
I could kind of like look down the road and then kind of see what's going on. All right, look, there's windows in the mill. They'll see the kids. Go out the back or something. I think Nyla's up to something, and I'm gonna run up to catch up to her. I have 45 feet of movement, so I can run 90. I could probably catch up to her.
90 feet, so you're just a little bit behind her. I'm just going to leave you so you can kind of see. That's pretty neat look, too, isn't it? Pretty neat view of it.
It is cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and is that Chance's turn?
Yep.
All right, Yog.
Right, Yog is just going to be real confused as to what's going on and take a bit of a step in this direction, but that will be all from him.
Okay. So Yog's like, okay. And Zahna, what are you doing?
So I'm going to stealthily guide the kids away from the the windmill down the slope of it so that the slope of it will be able to hide them, giving them.
Okay, now the slope goes down towards Morgantha. If you're going down the backside, it's kind of like a weird precipice. You have to like do an athletics check. And,
Oh,
yeah,
so,
to
okay.
climb
I
down.
thought it was just okay. So,
It's about a 30-foot drop. So, if you fall, you figure you might be able to survive it. But if one of the kids
They
falls,
wouldn't
they might
survive
not.
it.
Right. But they are
Are
kids.
there-
Kids are spry.
but they're children with low HP. They're NPCs. They have to hide here, so I'm just going to turn around to them and say,
Okay, we're gonna try to help that other kid, and once we do, we might have to fight them. I want you to stay here where it's safe. If something goes really wrong, I need you to run as fast as you can back to where you think home is. Okay?
They both nod very silently. The one thing you notice about the boy is he doesn't seem quite as shaken as the little girl. The little girl looks almost adorable with big puppy eyes that are covered in tears. The little boy seems a little like he reminds you a little bit of the innkeeper back in Barovia Village. Like a little sort of almost mindless, just
okay. I'm going to hold my action to once they get even closer to pop my second wild shape as an action.
okay.
But if the circumstance if everyone starts fighting.
Okay, so you're not moving forward, you're just staying there?
I'm not moving.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm gonna stay right there. Hold on, I just want to see. Okay. Are there any visible windows from where they could look out and see where the children are?
On the topmost floor, yes, but they're just the windows are just caked with dirt and filth and grime. They have to actually make an effort to look out. Oh, actually, no.
fine.
There's no way they could see the children that close to the windmill.
Okay. That's all I need. So I'm gonna stay right there and kind of watch how this all plays out a little bit.
All right. So that brings us to Hildegard.
She's gonna dash after Chance and Nyla.
All right. So you're gonna get pretty much right to about the same spot as Nyla, down the road. And that's her turn, right? Full dash.
Yeah, that was my movement and my action.
All right, so it is their turn. So we've got 5, 10, 15, and then you hear it. You hear a scream coming from just this kind of blood-curdling, awful scream coming from the top floor of the, or not necessarily the attic area, but the top floor of the windmill. The children! They stole them! Get them! Kill them! Grind their bones! And then, that is where we're going to end the session for the day, guys.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.